Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. So in today's episode, the main topic is we want to talk about how to charge your worth, increase your prices, and nobody's going to leave.
Yeah. Before we even get to the main point, I think you listening to this, you know, whether in the past or even now, that you're scared to charge more. You're scared to increase your prices. You're scared to do it. We've all been there. Like that way you go, I need to increase my prices because I've been doing this for ages. I'm still charging 25 quid an hour, whatever it is you're charging. But you've got better, your service has got better, everything's got better. But you're scared when you tell people they'll leave, or you're scared to tell the new people on the phone or whatever it is where you bring people into the business, this is my new price. So I just want to make that clear. Like, I think this is like 80% of PTs have got this fear.
And the funny thing about the fear as well is the fear's not increasing the pricing. The fear's clients leaving.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. If we could tell you, not convince, well, we'll try and convince you as well, but if we can get you to think that when you increase your pricing, nobody's going to leave, everyone would do it. Everyone would do it. Nobody would say, nah, I quite like my pricing the same. It's just that fear of clients will not be happy. I can't be bothered with confrontation. People are going to leave. That's the only fear they've got. So if you can find a way, which again we'll share with you today, that you can get clients on your side and understand why it's happening and why you're doing it, and everything's going to run smoothly from there.
Yeah. And I think the first thing we'll chat about, Josh, is the difference between what coaches offer compared to what a fitness business offers. So you might think sitting here, you're a coach, you're in the fitness business, but you're not, because the fitness business is a commercial gym. You pay 20 quid, you show up for classes, nobody ever talks to you again. So if I was a member of a pure gym, a gym group, whatever that looks like, an F45, I pay my £20 membership. Yeah, I can go to unlimited classes, but I show up to the gym, I go in, I fuck about, and then I leave. This is what your client experience is elsewhere from what you're doing right now as a coach. But you're not in that industry, you're in the results changing industry, you're in the community accountability and results.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes a big difference. You're not selling fitness at all. That's fucking simple. They can go on YouTube and get a fucking 20-minute workout.
Yeah.
Like, they can do that. It's free. Do you know what I mean? You're doing something that's like 15 levels above that, and that's what makes your pricing uncomparable to anything.
And the language is important as well. We talk about this a lot, and it's like, if you're an online coach, gym owner, whatever it may be, you're not offering classes, you're offering sessions.
Yep.
You know, high quality sessions. You're not offering classes because, you know, people will think of, oh, it's just how many classes can I get access to? No, it's not classes. We run small group personal training sessions.
Yep.
It's the language and understanding, right, okay, oh, right, what's the difference, right? And then you can kind of explain it, or it speaks for itself as well. So it's understanding the difference, and you've got to constantly make sure that prospects and your demographic know the difference between you and commercial gyms, because otherwise they're just going to base it purely on price. So if you've not done a good enough job articulating how you're different and how you can serve the client and get the result, then you're always going to be fighting against those £20, £30 people. And the worst thing that you can do is lower your price so that you're kind of near them, because you're always going to lose. If you charge £50, £60, £70, £80 for anything in the fitness industry, you're going to be competing with the big dogs, the beasts, the big commercial gyms that can give a lot more than you can for a lot less, because you're going to be giving, like, who cares about your couple classes or your couple little online workouts or your recipe packs? Nobody. You've got to stand out as someone that's different, someone that's being yourself, and, you know, not necessarily charge a premium, charge what you're worth, obviously, but you need to make sure what makes you different, because that's what's going to make you stand out.
Yeah, and if you keep cutting your prices all the time, that's a slippery slope, like right down. So what I want you to think about today is, because you are in the results business, like, I want you to think specifically about someone you've helped change your life, someone who's came to your business as a one-to-one client, a small group, even an online client, whatever that looks like, and how did you change your life, and then how much is that worth to that person? Because that's the difference. Like, if you are literally changing people's lives, say they've got kids, say they've got a sister, brother, a husband, that's affecting them as well. And then we speak about this a lot. How far does that chain go? If you help that one person and they help their kids eat better, feel better, move better, and then they tell everybody at school, and it starts to spread. How much is that worth? How much is that
Priceless.
worth? Like, and again, I wanted to touch on a story because we do have a gym. In
A lot of folk
Dunfermline.
don't know that as well. I think that's another
Yeah.
part as well. People don't
We
understand.
don't actually work in it.
Yeah, we are very much still in the thick of the fitness industry. We're not just business mentors
Yep.
talking about what worked 20 years ago. Everything is current. Everything's up to date.
Yep. Yeah. Spot on, Josh. And one of the members who, I mean, she's not here now because she doesn't have to be. She came, did her, I think she was there for like 18 months and then left. I'm not going to name her, but I've spoken about her name before. But she when she first ever came to join NitroFit, the gym, she was like literally suicidal. Did not want to be alive at all. And NitroFit, in her words, was the last push. And then flash forward, I think it was like 3 or 4 months. I spent a lot of time working very closely. Just call Laura. Her name is Laura, but I won't say her second name. Working very closely with Laura, and she knows this anyway, so it's not like we're hiding it. And I mean every day, messages every day to me, how she felt, like just touching base and keep her on track. And eventually she got in like the best shape of her life. That's not what made her happy. What made her happy was she had a purpose, she had a community, she had somewhere to come and release like some maybe negative energy she had. But we changed her life, like literally changed her life from where, I mean, she done the work obviously, but we put her in the environment for that.
Yeah.
And how much is that worth? Like, how much is that worth for your clients to come and experience that? She was borderline, like, on the death. She was literally suicidal. She openly said that. People know that. She was suicidal to literally turning her life around, get an amazing relationship with her husband, her stepson, and then she's just away now. She doesn't need to be there anymore because she got what she needed from it.
Capable on her own.
Capable on her own. She knows how to train. We educated her on everything she needs to know about nutrition. How much is that worth?
Yeah.
Would you get that service in a commercial gym?
No.
You just wouldn't. So
Just another number, aren't you?
just on a number. So where's the value in that? Where's the price? Like, that's why this podcast is this episode's called Charge What You're Worth, because if you don't, I don't think Laura would have even got those results if she was got to Pure Gym and paying 20 quid.
No.
Because she just went in and left and nobody had said anything to her. Do you know what I mean? But I spent the first 3 or 4 months like really, really intensely communicating with Laura, and it made all the difference.
Yeah. The prices, it plays such a massive role. People don't understand, and hopefully, with this episode, we'll be able to kind of get that across. But, anyone that you've worked with, I want you guys to kind of think that are listening in and watching this as well, is like, think of your clients that you've worked with that give you, maybe in the past, give you the biggest headaches, do your nutting, always asking for something, always unhappy with something, complaining about something. I can almost guarantee they're the ones that are on the cheapest rate, the discount, the ones that you did a free week with, that type of client. As you start to increase your prices, your quality of clients get better. And
100%.
people are more invested, people are more committed. And it goes back to Chris's point about talking about Laura as well. I think if we even charged £20, £30, £40 like these gyms, she might have not been committed herself because it's only £20. So the price is a big one. You need to have some skin in the game. You need to invest in yourself. You need to the price is so important, because you've even told a story in the past about someone that, and this will happen a lot, someone inquired and messaged all the PTs in the gym and asked for their prices.
Yep.
Everyone competed thinking, fuck, Sally's on £30, Jimmy's on 25, I'll go 22.5, or like they're always competing thinking the lowest price is the most what this person's interested in, because everyone just seems to think that way. And then you put your price up and it was more than everybody else, and instantly the guy picked you because you were busy and you knew that was your value, and he perceived that the price was relative to the value he was going to get.
Yeah, I told him in an email, I can remember it. Again, I won't say his name, but he was a high up in Starbucks. He owned a few franchises in Starbucks, and he basically emailed probably about 15 PTs. And at Bath Street at the time, there was about 10,000 members. And everybody was talking about the staff room. Did a guy called, just say James, right? Did a guy James message you? Aye, blah, blah, blah. So I get back to James. I said, look, I know that you've messaged everybody in the gym and you might be looking for the cheapest price, but I'm the most expensive PT in here, and here's why. So it might be better that you're looking for the cheapest deal. And he's like, when can I start?
Yeah.
It literally started with me. I can remember it, and it's because of that. And he was an amazing client for years, till I moved away from Glasgow. But he wasn't looking for the cheaper deal. he's a high-end man in a big job in Starbucks. He's looking for quality.
Yeah.
Just like Starbucks are always looking for. His job is to make the service in Starbucks that he owns or the franchise in more quality. He's trying to make that better. So he's looking for the best PT, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it was like everybody buckled and started telling him a cheaper price because they're all thinking, well, he's messed everybody else, so he must be looking for a deal.
Yeah.
So they started offering me bits of deals and that to him.
Devaluing themselves without realizing. That's the key point. People don't understand that when you reduce your price, put discounts out, you're actively devaluing. You're actually telling people without realizing, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm in this whole area here. I've really no expertise. I'm just going off what, you know, when most coaches join gyms, they just see what everyone else charges and charges the same or a little bit less. There's no real thought process behind it. It's all made up. So the other point I want to touch on this as well, kind of taking it up a notch as well, is be mindful who you get your advice from when it comes to pricing.
Oh, aye.
And because everyone values things differently. You know, if you were to ask your mum, your dad, your partner, your best friend, do you think just open my new gym, do you think these prices are, good? Do you think, my personal training is good? I've got a new online program. Do you think it's right priced? They're probably, I can almost certainly say that they're not your ideal client. They're not your ideal demographic. They probably don't value it at all. So they have no idea if the price is good or not. They just think of what they see advertised all the time, or maybe the £20 membership they've got, and they think, fucking hell, £300 a month, who's going to pay that?
Yep.
So, and then you get all in your shell and you think, fuck, maybe I do need to price it better. Maybe I do need to drop it down. But actually, you're asking the wrong people. Ask someone like a Laura.
Yep.
Ask someone that has seen the value, or maybe has tried personal training in the past, or has had amazing investment. We had someone apply for the gym the other day that put in their form that they'd spent over 13.5 grand. I don't think you saw it, but it was one of the ones recently. In the last, I can't remember how long it was, but 13.5 grand. So someone that's actively willing to invest and can see the value in it, but maybe just investing in the wrong type of stuff. But it kind of goes back to the point of like, you need to make sure you're asking the right people. Ask someone that has been there, done that, and knows how to price it. We've run successful online businesses, personal training businesses, gym businesses, boot camps. We've done everything, and we know how to price things and how to value things. So ask people like us. Ask people that know what you should be charging. That's the key thing here. Don't ask people that haven't got a single Scooby what it's all about.
Remember Beverly?
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite stories.
Yeah.
I'm pricing, because this is Josh and I's first ever mission together. It was the boot camp that we started running years ago.
And I was probably year 2 of personal training. Year 1.5, year 2 maybe. I hadn't been PTing very long at all. So I was still kind of in this bubble of like, again, I'll let Chris tell the story.
Yeah, you were in the pure gym bubble, which is fine. And we started this boot camp, and the very first thing we did was £20 for 20 days, just to attract people in, right? So ideally, they just come, they pay 20 quid, and if sessions are running 6 a week, they get 20 days of access. Come to as many sessions, classes as they want. And then the membership after that was £80 a month. So a big jump. So the first ever person who asked the question after the first session was called Beverly, and I always remember it. And she's like, how much is it after the £20 for 20 days? And we're like, 80 quid. And she's like, oh, nobody in Dunfermline's going to pay that, like, at all. So we're like, all right, okay, we'll see about that. So obviously we did have a wee conversation, Josh and I, about like, shit man, what if they will pay that? But we're just like, nah, let's stay strong. We're offering more than boot camp. She thinks this is just an army style fucking boot camp with some probably big fucker that looks like me, but I've got a different mindset for that. So it was never going to be a military style boot camp, and it was never going to be just show up for sessions. We were doing a lot more than that at the time, even though we didn't know that's what the industry was going to turn into look like. We're doing check-ins, we're doing all the stuff extra that no boot camp was doing, and Beverly didn't understand that at the time. So flash forward 3 months after that, and I think at that point we had about 85 members paying 80 quid a month. So you can see where that went. But if we shat ourselves after Beverly saying nobody in Dunfermline are going to pay that, we could have reduced that price and then missed out on the extra value we could have offered people.
Yeah. And again, the reason I touched on, like, I was quite new as well, was I was probably more concerned than Chris was about the price point, because obviously he had more experience around pricing and things. And I think for me, it was more like, I think that maybe affected me more. Well, it definitely affected me more because I hadn't really dealt with many price objections and stuff like that. I think most people had just kind of understood that, you know, this is the way it is. But this was a new field for us. You know, we've never really kind of done like a exclusive boot camp with real, you know, nutritional guidance and help on other aspects as well. But you know, it quite easily could have went the other way, and we shat ourselves and did go with the £20 option and reduced it. But then again, devaluing the service and then getting frustrated with clients because they're not invested into it, they're not getting results, and we don't feel like we're getting paid fairly for all the work that we're putting in.
And that's why it fastly became the biggest boot camp in Scotland.
Yeah.
It just became like that because we stuck to our guns and we said, no, what we're offering here is more than just a boot camp. It's not just... Like I said, it's not that just screaming at people and fucking shouting and abusing people, basically. Yeah. Fitness wise, it's way more than that, and that's why it's £80.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we stuck to that, mate. We again might not be sitting here.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Because that was the start of the journey.
Yeah, I think one thing for anyone that is interested on like how do I approach increasing my prices, I think that's probably a good thing to touch on next. Is how do you even go about like explaining that to clients in a way that you feel confident about, and also clients will understand. And I think that it's very simple. I don't like, you see it all the time now that people, I mean, I get emails, even like someone that does my sports massage and other things as well, like the email comes through and it's like, due to the cost of living, we are having to increase our prices. We don't want to do it, but blah, blah, blah. And it kind of comes across and I'm a little bit like, just, you know, you're really good at what you do. Just say straight up, this is why you're doing it. Yep. You know, I'm fully booked. I'm providing an incredible service. I've been investing into, you know, X, Y, and Z to improve the service of the products and my education and the courses I've been doing and stuff. And I think fucking good on you. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. I'll happily pay more for it. So it's little things like that. I think when you are putting your prices across, explain why you're doing it. You know, and it goes back to the point we made before, like with the Ideal Week. I am now doing it because, you know, these are my hours. I want to provide the best quality service. I'm reducing my hours by 10 hours to provide an even better service, to get even better results. I am one of the leading, you know, coaches in this area for transformations. Yep. And I've also been investing in X, Y, and Z. I've also delegated, you know, to now have an amazing accountability coach that's going to be helping all my clients, blah, 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 blah. So this is the price increase. Any issues, let me know. It'll just start from the next time your direct debit comes out. You won't notice any difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
very simple. Don't overcomplicate it.
100%. And what it just reminds me of, mate, and I don't know if we touched it at the beginning, is you have to just value what you do. Because if you do, you'll never worry about that price. No. You need to understand the value of your service, and you're not willing to budge on that. And no matter what, the price increase is justified because the value of the service and the value of you as a coach has gone up. Yeah. And that's it for me. It's like, if you've not got an issue with that, then you're not scared to tell anybody your price. Like, I don't fear telling anybody the price of Unrivaled X when I'm on the phone with them. No. Because I know it's what they need, and it's fucking going to be amazing for them. And we help change coaches' mindsets, their business, and their freedom all the time. So when I'm on the other side of a Zoom call with a potential Unrivaled X member, I'm fucking happy to tell them the price. Because I'm like, this is fucking worth it. It should probably be more. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. It's worth it, man. It's worth every penny.
Well, put it this way, right? If we can help a coach go from, again, let's say it's a coach that values money, because obviously everyone values different things. So if it's someone that purely is interested in the financials of it, if I could say to Chris and we didn't know each other, I can help you grow your business by $5,000 per month recurring in 4 months' time.
Yep.
What would you be willing to pay for that? £1,000, £2,000, £3,000, £4,000. Why not? Because, you know, what I can provide you is this. So if you were guaranteed to get that, I would pay just as much as it. You know, even with like the gym, for example, we always talk about this with the coaches as well. What would you be willing to pay for a lead? You know, what would you be willing to pay for a sale, a sign up? You know, if you charge £199 for like a 28-day challenge, would you pay £150 to get them? Would you pay £199 to get them? Would you pay even more to get them if you knew they would stay for 6 months? You probably would. So don't be scared to spend money when it comes to this stuff as well. But, you know, everyone values things different. It kind of comes down to that last point. You always need to understand who you're talking to, understand your demographic. What are they paying for? What are they valuing? How can you tie that in? This is the main thing. I think we'll wrap it up there because that's the main bulk of this one. I think this will give you guys that confidence, and once you understand, clients won't just disappear.
Yep.
And people will be happy to pay it. And if not, you'll find other people that will be happy to pay it. It's not a problem. This is what you need to be doing in order for you to get what you're worth. And it's a fair exchange. You don't owe them anything. They don't owe you anything. Bite the bullet, do it, and you'll forget all about it once it's done.
Right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll look forward to the next episode.
See ya.